Welcome to the Travelman Podcast. My name is Ben, and in this episode of my American Adventure series, my lovely wife Mandy and I are in beautiful New York City, enjoying everything that New York offers. New York is a fantastic place, and we loved it a lot, so enjoy the podcast. You may even be able to hear the sounds of New York as we recorded 5 floors up, and we were very close to one of the main avenues.
Make sure it's recording.
It's recording.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we've been a little naughty. We actually haven't done any recording since we were hanging out with Chris on Sunday, and guess what? Mandy's already yawned. I haven't even started.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. We haven't recorded in days. The reason why we've been in New York City, you can
Oh, siren.
hear the
This
siren.
is what we
now.
hear all night.
Okay, so it's gone.
There it is.
Right.
Funny.
Well.
It's a funny
So
siren.
what's happening is that we're in an apartment which just happens to be very close to 7th
7th and 6th Avenue.
7th and 6th Avenue. And it seems to be the main route that all the police and ambulance and emergency services, lots of fire trucks that roar up and down the... hear that? There's a lot of beeping as well. But it's a really cool type of city to live in. But be honest with you, I don't know if I could live here. And if I did live here, I'd probably have to live out in Brooklyn or somewhere where it's a little bit less manic, I guess. It's a bit crazy here, but it's cool. I like it. So, so anyway, let's go over what happened on Sunday, which was day 8.
They had a bit of an English accent there. What
Yeah,
happened?
what happened? So, firstly, we had a great day driving around with Chris, which we spoke about on a previous audio,
And
so
he
you would have heard that
Put
already
a lot
anyway.
of effort into coming up
did.
with an itinerary.
He
We
did.
really
He-
thank him for
He
it.
put up with he did. He made an amazing effort. We really thank him a lot. Also, on that same day, as we may have spoken about, I can't remember now, but we did go to the Torrey Pines glider port, which was really cool.
Really cool.
You observed people like hang gliding and
Something to do with
paragliding and
the
stuff.
way people jump off that cliff.
The ledge.
The lift that they get from that particular area is really good for paragliding and hang gliding.
Yeah,
So it's like a particularly significant part there.
absolutely it
Yeah,
is. I
it's
know
really pretty too.
Chris filmed something for Yellow Productions, and
Oh.
it was quite nice. Did you see it?
No, I haven't
No,
seen
it's
it.
good. You should look. But
And I didn't know anything about Torrey Pines.
no, I only knew about the golf course.
Well, yeah, you and Chris were talking about some sort of golf course. I pretended I know what
World famous
what
golf
was
course.
being said.
Torrey
All I
Pines.
said was that golfing is fun because of the golf buggies.
Yeah, well, all you do is skid around on
Yeah,
golf buggies.
it's very fun.
Fair enough. Anyway, just moments before Chris filmed that footage for Yellow Productions, there was a guy that came in very fast
Oh yeah.
on a. I think he was he paragliding or hang gliding? I think it was paragliding.
Yeah.
It was like a parachute type thing.
Yeah. That's it.
And he came in so quick to the point where he nearly hit a few people, but maybe he knew what he was doing.
I moved out of the way.
So other than that, we did a bunch of stuff. We also had our first taste of Costco,
Yeah.
which is something that I'm probably going to join up with or sign up with when I'm in Melbourne.
So Chris
Back home.
took us to the first Costco.
Was
or
it the first
something.
ever built? There was
First
some
Costco
type
on the
of...
West Coast.
Yeah, it
Maybe?
was
Yeah, I
probably
think so.
something like that.
Yeah.
But we also went to Ocean Beach, Belmont Park, and a few other cool locations. Chris and I actually were on the
Roller coaster.
roller coaster, which is called the Dipper or something. Big Dipper? Something.
Oh.
A Dipper. Chris is going to be angry at me. I'm really bad at remembering names of things.
It
but
was rickety and it was wooden.
it's at Belmont Park. Don't do that. People just heard crunch, crunch.
Oh, really?
Do you know how delicate this is? I know all you want to do is play with the hair. I've got this thing called a dead rat on the top of this handheld recorder. It's called a dead rat.
Wow.
But when you put it on the top of the microphones that are super sensitive, like any touch of this, any movement with this, and you'll hear a crunch, crunch.
Sorry, I'm a fidgeter.
And that, a terrible fidgeter. Oh my God. But the thing looks like a little toy,
doll.
a troll doll. It's really cute.
Just wanted to touch
So
its hair.
all Mandy wants to do is play with the troll doll hair. So don't touch. Okay.
Sorry.
So otherwise people hear crunch, crunch, and then they think I'm doing something, but I'm not touching it. Bloody hell.
Anyway, it was a really beautiful day. It was
Sunday
sunny.
was great.
We had a bit of sunburn.
I must admit, I did feel a little bit upset when Chris dropped us off at the Marriott. There you go, guys. Residence Inn in Gaslamp District. Yeah. But Chris and his wife, Tanya, just awesome people.
Yep.
You can follow Chris on YouTube.
Can I just mention something?
Yep.
We had In-N-Out.
We had In-N-Out,
and
yes.
we had Mexican, and they were both delicious.
They were, every place that they took us to, or Chris took us to, was fantastic. He did really well. You can follow Chris on Yellow Productions on YouTube. And remember to subscribe and like his videos. Also, try and check out me as well, although I'm not on YouTube. Anyway, stupid. Monday, day 9. So this was our Monday morning wake up at 4:30 a.m. in San Diego to board our 7:45 flight to New York with Alaska Airlines.
It's actually a 7:15 flight, but we got on at 7:45.
Okay, good on you. Nice. Thank you for clearing that up for the listeners, Mando.
Well, the reason why we got on at 7:45
well, I was going to talk about the dysfunctional Alaskan Airlines check-in and airport control crew or area.
Yep.
And that was just for Alaska.
It started with Alaska.
Because remember that lady talked to us and she said that that doesn't happen at the southwest part.
Oh, yes. She did say that.
And there was another section as well where it didn't happen ever. This was to the point where we got to the gate and they were boarding the plane.
Yeah, so lucky.
I went up to the guy and I asked him at the counter, I said, we missed our board because I know you're doing high numbers at the moment. He says, well, you do the short numbers and high numbers and then wait for 19. So, yeah, it was weird. It was weird. So, I don't know why they were so incompetent.
It started from the check-in of the bags. Part of it was outside, part of it was inside.
That was a shamble.
The staff were really rude.
Yeah, so, well, I think they just can't handle
the flight
that
itself
amount
was
of
good.
Passengers at one time, which is weird.
True. So, if you're going to San Diego Airport, and this happened to us last time as well, you need to give yourself a lot of time. Security seems to take ages. I think we both kind of agreed it's a single runway airport which has a lot of air traffic, and we just think it's probably too small to handle the amount of passengers it has coming through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just that type of place, but I don't know if I'll fly Alaska Airlines again.
I didn't mind the flight. The flight was fine. They gave you drinks and stuff, which was nice.
Yeah, I guess they were nice enough on it.
Yeah. The actual flight, and it was bumpy, but not their fault. But it was good. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, well, anyway.
For a almost 5 hour flight, it was okay.
It was a hard 5 hour flight.
Do you think?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
Well, actually, I did enjoy first half of it because we watched that beautiful cartoon called Coco.
The cutest movie.
The Mexican movie.
Oh, the animated movie. I love that movie. I think it was Coco. It was really sweet.
It was Coco. It was beautiful. It's an animated movie based upon...
Actually, sorry.
Yep.
That was the best thing about Alaskan Airlines is because you could connect to the Wi-Fi in the plane.
On your device.
On your device. And
even download the app that you needed to view the things on
You could do everything yourself.
They did have a lot of choice.
Plus you had movies that you could watch. Yeah. So you weren't sitting there with nothing to do. That was excellent, I thought.
They did have a lot of choice. Now, if anyone heard that, that's just me. I'm moving my fingers because I'm holding this thing in my hands.
I scratched my jeans.
And Mandy scratched her jeans. So we got into Newark International Airport at around 3:30 p.m.
Something
I'm thinking
like that.
something like that.
3:36.
Yes, yeah, 3:36, and we were in our Airbnb around 4:30, or was it about 5 p.m.
Something like that,
But to my shock horror, there was it was 5 stories up with no elevator, and guess who brought up most of the luggage?
Me.
No, it was me, and guess who was stuffed by the end of it?
Me.
No, it was me, actually. So anyway, after I did that, I thought, okay, bugger it. We've still got time. Did you hear that? Someone's beeping. That's normal. This is New York. I love it. So we were hungry. We hadn't eaten really since the night before. So with a 3-hour time difference between San Diego and New York, we decided to head down to Chelsea Market because it is close.
Yeah.
Comparably close, about 10-minute walk.
Yep.
So we decided to have food at Friedman's Lunch. It's called Friedman's Lunch. It's inside the Chelsea Market. It's like a little cafe/eatery. But you know what? They had the most amazing Reuben sandwich that maybe I've ever eaten. I did have one that was at the Grand Central Market in LA, but you know what? They were on par. Maybe I was super hungry, but this one, the meat was just moist and so goddamn juicy. It was beautiful.
Was it corned beef? Or was it pastrami?
No, it was pastrami. It was sliced right off the piece of flesh or whatever you'd call it. Flesh. I also got a side of mac and cheese.
You couldn't
and that was
resist.
delish.
I didn't eat that.
I had a beer that night, and that was really tasty. And you had like a pita bread toasted sandwich with chicken breast.
Yep.
That looked... Oh, she's yawning.
Sorry.
She's just not very good at this.
Sorry, guys.
Every time we try and record, this little one likes to yawn. She doesn't have to do anything. Can you at least scroll up on the laptop?
Sure,
I've got a few notes going. 2 fingers, love. Chelsea Market. Okay, so...
It's really cool.
Yeah, don't read the notes out. But anyway, there's many cool stores and, things, souvenir stores.
Yeah.
T-shirt
Everything.
stores, like home stores, food stores, and even like a little supermarket, grocery / thing at the bottom.
Great.
And that's really good. We got some stuff in there just to eat the following day. That's yawn number like 4. So
Can you hear it?
I can hear it,
Sorry,
and they can hear it. That's about all for Monday, which was day 9 of our American adventure.
9, wow.
So we're going to move on to Tuesday. Let me just make sure I'm recording.
Well, let's hope so.
Yep. So Tuesday, which was day 10.
No.
So that day we decided to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. God, Mandy is so cheeky tonight, and she hasn't had any alcohol. So we went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, otherwise known as the Met. Mm-hmm. It's probably the 2nd or 3rd largest art gallery and museum I've been to. I don't know in the world, but the other 2 that come to my mind is the Louvre in Paris and the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, which are also really huge with plenty of art and old stuff.
I like the Met because it's like the Louvre, where it's got Egyptian artifacts and...
Well, it's got sections. It's sectioned
it was amazing. Stuff I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And the artwork was really amazing too.
Well, like the Louvre, you'll probably need a couple of days to see everything.
Yep,
but
many.
They do give you a pass for a couple of days. So I think it's 3 days.
So yeah,
for $25, you get 3 days worth of pass. So you don't have to try and cram everything in on the first day. You can say do a couple of hours on one day and come back and do the rest, or however you please. I think that's a really good system because there's no way you can see it all in one day, and no one would spend a whole day at an art gallery or museum. Mm-hmm. I don't know anyone that would do that. So, first of all, we actually walked up 7th Avenue before we actually went to the gallery, We made our way to Times Square.
Yep.
Which really, oh man, if you haven't gone to Times Square, it's really amazing. It'll capture your imagination, and you just really can't take a bad picture there. You're bombarded with commercials, large digital billboards, everything you see, everywhere you turn, you see an American icon like Hard Rock Cafe or McDonald's or Coca-Cola signs flashing before your eyes. I think it's a really cool area. It's hugely commercialized because that's what it is. They're there to sell ad space, but it's just amazing. There's cool H&M on the corner as well if you like shops.
Yeah. There's
like a Macy around the corner. Everything's just there. If you're a shopaholic, you'll love that area. And if you like taking photos, you'll love that area as well.
It's definitely midtown, really.
It's the middle. It's the middle. So I was happy to see. Did you notice that there was a new Arrested development coming?
Yep, May 29th.
May 29th. She's on it. Also, the large Deadpool 2 advertisement was fun also. So lots and lots of boards, and there's actually some boards also advertising Broadway shows which are playing, which is cool, which I didn't do this time.
The building that was doing, which I didn't know there was a Harry Potter Broadway show, but it had a really cool
Harry Potter
big nest sort of thing on it. It was really awesome.
Yeah, Harry Potter. Also, while you're walking up there, I realised that that I was accosted by people trying to sell me tickets for the on and off bus. Takes you around New York. So
hop on and hop off.
I'd only really suggest this if you can't walk the city. We walked the city most of the time. We took, for instance, today's Friday, and we took the subway to Brooklyn. So other than that, we've been walking everywhere. We're clocking up 15,000 to say 17, nearly 20,000 steps per day.
Yep.
So I think that's really positive to New York that you can walk the city if you're able to. So we continued past Times Square after taking the required number of selfies and photos, which I'll probably put up on the website. Continued up 7th to Central Park.
Yep.
Which is a place that will blow your mind, especially if you like plants and trees and greenery. So there's many different paths you can take with large, lush lawns.
But what I like about it as well is there's structure inside it. Like, there you go. That's normal.
So if you can hear that,
sometimes.
You know how loud it is, and we can't sleep with that stuff going on.
So there's archways, there's big fountains, there's urns, it's just a really beautiful park.
Oh, it's a beautiful park, and it's got, I don't know, it's got a little bit of a European vibe to it, probably because the plants are very similar to the ones that you'll find in many European parks. But
same sort of climate.
So many different routes you can take, so just enjoy it. But we pretty much took a direct route to the museum.
Yep. To the Met.
Probably took us a good hour and a bit to walk through the park, only because we were stopping, we were enjoying it, taking it in, listening to shows.
Yeah.
You can go we went under a few bridges, we went past some ponds, some lakes.
Yeah.
There was many large expanses of open paved and lawn areas. There's also this place called the Bethesda Terrace, where there's performers, and there's Bethesda. I can't say it, it's too hard.
Bethesda
Fountain and an area known for hiring boats called the Low Boathouse, which is really cool also. So after a few hours, casually walking around there, we reached the Met, and as I said before, really love it. It's got such a huge variety in artwork and excavated artifacts. I personally like the Egyptian section, as I'm a bit of an Egyptologist. I've got a book on Egyptology, but I haven't read it, but I still like Egypt stuff. I find it very interesting. There's also plenty of other different exhibitions like Greek and Roman art to medieval art, European sculpture. There's an American wing, which is cool because they've got like this huge fresco area.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the Egyptian wing features the Temple of Dendur. It's a small temple in comparison to the pyramids, but it's still pretty amazing because they obviously brought it in rock by rock and then had to reform it
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So the Temple of Dendur, if you really want some information, I'll give you some brief information about it. It was built around 15 BC and was gifted to the US in 1968 by Egypt. And that was in recognition of support that the US gave to Egypt when some Egyptian monuments were under threat because of rising floodwaters in the Nile. So that's why they have the Temple of Dendur. You know, it was small enough for, obviously, Egypt to get it packed and sent over to America, and obviously not too crazy to put it back together.
Very impressive under a glass skyline. Looks really good.
Yeah, well, it's in like a big glass house type of place.
It's really cool.
So after we had perused many pieces of art and interesting artifacts, we got on our way only to be stopped in our tracks from the menacing weather. It was like tornado outside or something. The wind was blowing so rapidly. It was crazy. So from a beautiful sunny blue sky afternoon or day to it being nearly pitch black at around 4:35 p.m. Mandy's had another sixth yawn. She's not even doing anything. She's just sitting here.
Trying to cover it so you can't hear it.
So apparently someone said that there was a tornado in Jersey, but I don't know.
I don't know. New Yorkers.
So, okay, picture this. The wind outside the museum doors looked like it was a snowstorm outside, but the snow is like leaves. So I remember my cousin Nico was in Antarctica for a year studying penguins because he's a
vet.
He's a vet. He told me about these winds coming past the door. If you open the door, he could see the wind and the ice blast past the door, and it was probably going at around 280k an hour. This is what this looked like. So we stayed in the museum for a little longer. It was close to shutting time, so we did have to go, but we got an Uber.
Yeah.
And that took us home, and then we got ready for dinner. We went out to Le Relais de Venise l'Entrecôte, and that's the best French I'll ever give you. And that's a restaurant where you basically go in, they ask you, have you done this stuff before? And you there is no menu. All you do is you get a beef steak, you get asked how you want it cooked, and you get fries on the side. You also get a lovely salad to start with, and we chose a Bordeaux wine to drink, and guess what? I couldn't sleep that night because the wine kept me up at night.
But with the steak, there's only 3 ways that you can have it cooked, which is rare, medium, and well done. If you want medium rare, forget about it.
Well, that's true. Forget about it. Okay. We're on to Wednesday, day 11.
Yep.
On day 11, which was Wednesday, I don't need to say that. So we're on Wednesday, day 11. We started out with a walk to the High Line.
Yeah.
Mind you,
really
that day it was pretty bad weather.
Yeah, it was
So terrible. It was raining and showering the whole day. We still got a fair bit done, but the High Line's a great little walk that follows the edge of the Hudson River. At the end of the southern part of the walk is a fantastic small museum / gallery called the Whitney Museum of American Art. What did you think of that, Mandy?
It's good. It's good. I mean, I liked some of the exhibitions. Some of them I was like, But everyone has an opinion on art, and some people like more abstract things.
It's not like that crazy shit we saw in LA, which I could never.
Mocha.
I could never tell the listeners what we saw because it's just way too rude.
It was disturbing.
It was disturbing and rude. But this stuff was. Look, I pretty much like the Whitney. So
yeah, it was nice. I like to see the American art.
Yeah, no, it was good. Especially, if you do have a couple of hours, and if it is raining, it's a fantastic place to be. So there's
wet weather activity.
Yeah, it's a wet weather activity. But there's one American artist that is featured there quite prominently, and his name is Grant Wood.
It's really good.
I think he only really had 12 years of professional art or being a professional artist.
He was a decorative artist before.
Yeah, well, he was, but then, his paintings are amazing. He borrowed a style like from the French Impressionists, apparently.
Really, I don't really see that though.
Yeah, well, that's what they say.
Wow, maybe in the way of the things that he painted.
I think maybe of the way...
Landscapes, farming.
Yeah.
Things. He's the one that famously painted that couple, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's not actually a couple. It's meant to be a daughter and her dad.
Yeah, but they reckon it's a wife and her husband as well.
With a pitchfork, standing like in front of a barn or something.
It does have a name. It does escape me.
Me too, but it was really
good. It's very well known.
It was really good.
So look up Grant Wood's work.
Amazing.
He is an American artist, and he was fantastic.
Enjoyed it.
There were many interesting artists and installations, so it is worth a visit. It is small, so it won't take too long. Did you hear that? Beep, beep. It's our Uber. No, it's not. But I took a few photos of the artwork, and I believe I made the artwork look even better. So after the museum, we did a spot of shopping at Macy's, where we spent way too much money on perfumes.
Yep.
That Mandy and I really wanted. Don't think we should go into that. If you want to know what we ordered, then send me a message at travelmanpodcast@gmail.com. I'll see if I can send you one back.
We've become frag experts.
We're frag experts. My brother-in-law Tim, Mandy's brother Tim, put us onto this guy called Jeremy Fragrance. So
on YouTube.
On YouTube. So after watching all his reviews, we think that we know something about perfume.
He's quite funny.
He is a funny guy. He's a lunatic, actually. But and also that night we ate at Macy's restaurant called Stella's, I think it's called.
Stella's Trattoria or something
Trattoria,
like that.
yeah.
It's on the
Serves
6th floor, and it was actually really, really nice.
It was beautiful. Mandy, I had the best beer I've had in the US so far.
Yeah.
It's a Coney Island lager.
Yeah, it was
So
good.
it was very tasty. It was very cool.
It was nice.
So that's pretty much what happened on Wednesday. So we're going on to Thursday, day 12. So Thursday was kind of like a walking day. So we headed down to the Flatiron building. And it was probably around 11 a.m. because every morning we've really been sleeping in. So
it's not really sleeping in because we can't get to sleep.
Well, it's really hard to get to sleep here because this actual place is warm.
Warm and loud.
And loud. So if you're in a warm place and it's loud and you do enjoy drinking, that's a real bad recipe for not sleeping.
I would suggest if you're looking to stay somewhere, we walked through Greenwich Village, which is awesome. That was really good. And that was a bit more quieter. And also Brooklyn could be good. It's a bit more residential. Chelsea is great, but maybe not so close to 5th and 6th, 6th and 7th.
I think we're in a good area.
It's great. It's walking
Would have been
distance.
nice if it wasn't 5 stories to climb every day.
That's good.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
We've been
to me.
eating a lot.
So anyway, at the Flatiron area, across the road is Madison Square Park. You know what it's famous for?
Shake Shack.
No, I was going to say the pond in the middle with the fountain. No, it is, Shake Shack. So Shake Shack is a burger joint that probably everyone's heard of, especially if you have watched YouTube, Mark Wines, or any of those food YouTubers. Shake Shack make an amazing burger, and it's so delicious. So we decided to have an early lunch, as Mandy likes to put it. We had a Shack burger each, as they're called, and I had a double cheeseburger, and Mandy had a single cheeseburger.
Yep.
They were very delicious, and the bun is actually
engineered
so the condiments don't fall out all over the shop. So
and
it's very tasty.
Also, the meat is known to be hormone-free, no antibiotics. Really looked after cows.
And they're nearly as good as In-N-Out burgers.
Nearly.
So
they're different.
nearly as good as the famous Double Double. But they're different. They are different, so they should be in a different category. I love them both. I didn't try Five Guys this time, and I didn't try Five Guys last time or the time before. I haven't tried Five Guys ever, and it looks like I probably won't try Five Guys.
But no one really goes on about Five Guys. Like, you don't really see a big line or...
Well, that's true.
There's a line at all the Shake Shacks.
It's a bit understated, Five Guys, so I don't know what their deal is. They've got to do more advertising or something. But don't worry, Chris. I like In-N-Out better.
Okay. And you were wearing an In-N-Out t-shirt.
I was wearing an In-N-Out t-shirt the day I was eating
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack, so that's really bloody ironic. So after lunch, we decided to head down to the leafy Park Avenue Street.
Yeah.
Or Avenue.
Yeah.
And that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
We were there to see the Grand Central Terminal.
Yes.
So on the way to the Grand Central Terminal, I decided to pop back into that board game shop I popped into the day before.
So
These
funny.
guys are a bunch of funny guys or something. The owner seems, I don't know, mean to this African American guy that's just trying to do his best.
Well, I think it's their thing. They just argue every day.
Yeah, it looks like they're proper New Yorkers. They argue and...
Yeah. I think that's just the way they talk to each other.
There's another boy in there, an Asian boy.
He doesn't say much.
He doesn't say much.
It is just pure comedy to go in there. You don't even have to buy a board game. Just walk around the really, really tight spaces with board games stacked to the roof. Just walk around there and listen to the way these guys talk to each other. It's called...
Do you remember what it's called? It's called the
Complete Strategist.
Yeah, that's the one. The Complete Strategist. It's on
West 33rd Street.
Yep.
And it is West 33rd, I think between...
Something and
6th
something.
and 7th or 5th and 6th.
I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the show notes.
It is amazing.
It's just funny.
It's just funny. It is amazing.
So
So we went back.
Bought some board games. Yeah. I had a bag of games to hold. Hopefully they can fit in my carry-on suitcase okay, because I'm going to have to pack soon because it is Friday night and we're leaving tomorrow morning for Miami. But, well, we have to. Unfortunately, this Airbnb is looking like a sty at the moment, a pigsty, and needs to be cleaned.
Okay.
But anyway, so we walked down Park Avenue. I noticed they had those movie trucks set up, where the actors go and get ready, and then you got the food guys over somewhere. So trailers.
Yeah.
So they were shooting a commercial or a movie nearby. I didn't see anything. I was hoping to be an extra in a film.
No.
Yeah, right. Did you hear that one? Anyway, so Grand Central Terminal, what a beauty.
Yeah.
I reckon that's probably one of the best train stations I've ever seen.
Different to others. Very nice.
Union Station in LA is also good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Some of the stations in Europe are also just as nice. But I reckon for its ornate architecture...
And the
roof, the way it's been painted...
Yeah.
I think it's my favourite station so far. So it's truly a magnificent... It's truly a magical experience. So if you do have time, even if you're not going to take a train, go there and check it out because it really is the beating heart of the city.
Yeah.
So after Grand Central, we walked a few blocks to New York's Public State Library to view their famous
reading
room, which also has like a kind of a mural up the top, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a skyline, so it looks like if you look up, it looks like you're looking at the sky, and its architraves look like it's wood and gold or something.
Yeah, really beautiful.
I don't know if it is gold leaf though. I didn't go into that.
Well, when we were there and I was reading all the historic things, it did cost $29 million back in 1906 or something like that, which is the equivalent of $500 million in today's money. So it is an impressive building. It has lots of marble and gold and perhaps gold leaf, like you said, lots of wood. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, and the thing that they knocked down to put it in its place was this Inca-styled water tower. It was amazing.
It's like a reservoir, yeah.
It was so cool. Like, it was really pretty. So the reading room is beautiful. I could see myself reading there maybe. If I was in New York, maybe I'd go there to have a read. I reckon it would be quite nice, but they're mostly just tables and benches set up with computers on top.
Yeah.
So We also checked out St. Patrick's Cathedral just up the road from the Grand Central Terminal.
On
And you
Fifth
know what?
Avenue.
It's nice. It's a nice cathedral, but I've been to so many cathedrals that look all the same. There's nothing different about it.
Yeah,
So,
I think what's different
nothing
about
special.
it is that it's surrounded by high rises and across from the Rockefeller Center, and I suppose it's just the position more than anything.
You know what is also weird? That I think New York is really anal with bag checking. Bag checking
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Bag checking and asking for ID.
Yeah.
So we checked out the lines for Rockefeller Center as well because it was close.
The
But,
observation deck.
Yeah, for the observation deck, the Rock, it's called.
Top of the rock.
Top of the Rock. But the next viewing time was like 10:30 p.m. So, after we'd had a drink and stuff, we thought we'd try that out. But we thought, nah, don't worry about it. So, yeah, no, we're enjoying our time in New York City. And today's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So that would bring it to day 13.
Wow.
And today we woke up and we thought we'd go to Dominic Ansell's bakery to try a cronut.
So we thought on our way to Brooklyn, we would walk through.
I was going to get to the Brooklyn
sorry,
part.
guys.
Mandy's got this funny thing with not wanting to talk close into the mic, or at least a foot away. She'd rather
Sorry.
sit back and just let me do all the work.
So on our way to Brooklyn, we wanted to walk through Greenwich. Isn't that right?
Yes, it's right. Go on.
Oh, so we walked through Greenwich because we really wanted to see it, and we thought that area was really nice.
Don't move, because that's a good distance from the mic.
Lots of old kind of brownstone buildings with the fire escapes on the front, and
That's a
a
gorgeous
really
area.
suburban sort of New York feel.
What would you call that area?
What was it called? Or it's Greenwich Village.
Greenwich Village. We did try and book like 5 places at Greenwich Village.
Impossible.
Impossible place to book. Don't book in Greenwich Village.
Well, with Airbnb.
With Airbnb.
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 We were successful, however...
However, we're in Chelsea. It's different.
Yeah. No, we were successful initially because we had a lot of time. We were very early. with
Oh,
our
yeah,
booking,
but then they decided to do that.
then they sold the property, so
that's
that's kind
selling
of out
us.
of our control.
So, yeah,
and then it was
we
not
couldn't.
enough time to book something else.
But that area is really nice, and I think maybe next time I'm in
New York?
New York, I might stay there.
Yeah.
Or maybe stay in Brooklyn, which I thought was fantastic. But let's get on to that cronut.
Oh, my
So
God.
we lined up at Dominic
And sell.
Ansell's bakery.
So we were a bit worried because we took it easy and we got there about 11:30.
No, it was earlier.
Oh. But people are notorious for getting there, I think it's 8 a.m. or whatever time it opens.
Lining up, yeah,
to get
outside
one?
the door nearly.
So I was a bit sad if I wasn't going to get one.
Yeah, but we did. We got
But-
one each.
I saw a lady with one and I knew everything would be okay.
And you know what? It's true what they've said. It's heaven in a bite. It is so delicious.
Amazing.
Um,
Our one was...
took me like a minute to eat.
I didn't know that they had different flavours,
Yeah.
but after watching a YouTube video on how to make them, I realised that they inject into them like flavourings.
They inject flavorings?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
they
why.
do.
So our one was a strawberry and fior de latte.
Fior de latte.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is like a creamy cheese.
Okay. It was
And strawberry
absolutely
jam.
bloody delicious.
It was so amazing. And we had a soy latte each. And it's the best one we've had in New York. I must admit the lattes here have been pretty crappy. Just like our
Yeah.
visit 13 years ago when the coffee was terrible.
New Yorkers don't know how to make great coffee.
Nope.
I mean, there's probably a select bunch of people that like really
Sorry,
high-end coffee.
controversial, but better coffees in LA.
I'm not saying I hate New York, and I'm not saying I hate Americans. I'm not saying I hate American coffee. I'm just saying that where I come from, we have the best coffee in the world,
Definitely.
even though my friend Stan doesn't agree.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Where does he think's the best coffee?
Probably Leeds. What would he know
Whatever.
anyway? He eats coffee that's come out of a monkey's
Monkey's
butt. Monkey butt coffee.
So we had our cronuts, so delicious, so satisfying,
Mm-hmm.
that we then bought 2 croissants on the way out.
And we would have them later on in the day. So we took the subway to Brooklyn, to the Brooklyn Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the High Street subway station that we got off at.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to go down to the Brooklyn Bridge, where you've got the Grimaldis competing with Giuliana's
Pizza.
Pizzeria. Apparently, it's big competition for both pizzerias, with lines that were actually winding out the doors.
Also, probably in both circumstances, they don't sell pizza by the slice. So if you want to try them, you have to get a whole pizza.
I think the best pizzas are from pizzas that aren't from a slice.
Yeah, but they do that a lot here, pizza by the slice.
Yeah,
anyway,
I guess
don't worry about
anyway.
it. Just get a whole pizza because it's worth it.
Yeah.
And also the Shake Shack had a line there too.
Yeah, Shake Shack's down on the corner, so if you head down the street closer towards where the
Water is.
to where the water is and where the bridge starts or finishes, it depends which way you're going.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a nice ice creamery there. Plenty of food options for you if you're hungry, or even if you're thirsty. There's like a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And great shots of the Brooklyn Bridge. You can also see the New York City skyline.
Of course, from the other side.
Yeah, and you can see New York's famous Statue of Liberty in the distance as well.
Yeah.
So great for photographers, especially if you like to take photos of bridges and stuff.
And skylines.
And skylines, yeah. So I took some great pictures. I'll try and see if I can put them up as well online.
Yep.
So we went for a really long walk. And Mandy, continue.
We were looking for a food hall called DeKalb.
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 Market Hall. And
we found it.
We were looking for it because Benj really wanted to try Cat's Deli.
Katz Reuben, because I didn't have the opportunity to go to the original Katz Reuben in, like, I don't know where it is, downtown.
Lower Manhattan.
Lower Man.
So we thought, let's kill two birds with one stone. We get to go to Brooklyn and we get to have Katz
Deli.
So we walked from where the Brooklyn Bridge is all the way up. Forgot the name of the street. And we kept walking. We thought we'd come across it on a corner, but luckily Benj spotted it, and it was actually part of a shopping centre, but down, like in a basement.
It was like in a mall or something. It's like down in like a food hall.
I think the place is called Century 21 Shopping
Century
Centre.
21 Shopping Centre in Brooklyn.
It's really cool.
I should also mention, was that before or after I got some merchandise?
Before.
Before, okay.
Yeah, before.
I'll talk about the merchandise later.
So then we went down the escalator. Luckily, Benj found it, and there was heaps of food choices, but
heaps of food options.
Cat's right in front of you as soon as you come down.
So that's exactly where we went.
So a whole sandwich is not really cheap. It's about $22.
Yeah, $22-$23.
About that.
And
however,
you get the chips as well.
We bought.
You have to buy the chips.
Bought chips as well, and a couple of
fries,
sodas.
Yep.
But one sandwich fed us easily. So
you nearly didn't even finish the half.
I know, it was so big, but the pastrami was really melt in your mouth. It was amazing, but not the best Reuben Ben's ever had.
Nah, it's not the best. I reckon the best is either Friedman's or Friedman's. I don't know how you'd say it, or
Wexler's.
Or Wexler's, yeah. I actually didn't believe... I don't know what all the hype's about. I reckon it's probably better at Cat's Deli.
At Cat's Deli?
Yeah, to actually eat the cats.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's same.
I read something online.
Anyway,
so after that we walked a little bit and we came to like a sports store.
Yeah,
where they sold some cool sporting gear.
Barclays Centre, which
I think is like...
the baseball park?
Maybe a baseball park, yeah. So we went into there and I went straight to the apparel for like basketball gear and ice hockey gear and stuff like that. I'm a New York Knicks supporter, so I had a look what Knicks stuff there was, and I got myself a jumper hoodie.
Yeah, it was
with
cool.
New York Knicks. It's a blue one. Really happy with that purchase. only $50 American, so I reckon that's pretty cheap.
Yep.
In Melbourne, that would be pretty expensive. And Mandy, you got something as well?
An Adidas hoodie.
An Adidas hoodie, which is cool. It's like white with gold Adidas logo down the side, which looks really cool. So after that, we did more walking. You know what? Today I felt like we just walked and walked and walked, because we walked all the way up to where the botanical garden is. We went to the library there, which was really beautiful, for a bit of a toilet break and a bit of a sit down. Walked through the gardens a little bit, and before we knew it, it was like after 5, and we had to get the subway back to Chelsea. So we got the subway back. I was really hungry, and I thought, or Mandy suggested that we get some pizza, because there's a pizza right near where we're staying, and I really wanted to try Grimaldi's. So there's a Grimaldi's pizza place, which is like inside a church.
Really weird.
Off 7th? Or was it 6th?
No, it's 6th.
6th. So if you're in
Chelsea,
go to the corner of 6th and 20th.
Yep.
And you'll find Grimaldi's Pizza, and you'll see it's right next door with a little dodgy door, and it looks like it's
a little
something
red door,
weird.
and you don't even know where
looks
it
like
leads.
a confession box or something.
It's so weird.
So go in there and you'll find it's a pizza restaurant where you can sit down or order, and they do stipulate that it's cash only, and it's
no
not by the slice.
Cash only, no slices.
So we also found
a large pizza, a large regular, which is just tomato sauce, cheese, and some basil on it, is
basil
with taxes, $21.75.
It was pretty good.
Pretty good value. It's really.
It's a huge pizza, and we didn't finish it.
A lot of people talk about DeFaro in Brooklyn, and I can tell you that DeFaro is probably similar, and it costs $31 for a large pizza.
It's all the same stuff, really.
I think so.
I mean, no one's tasted the pizza down in Melbourne town.
No one's tasted
at my house.
At our wood-fired pizza.
Our wood-fired pizzas. Yeah. Anyway.
So we got a pizza, we ate pizza. We found a really cool shopping delicatessen / grocery store. It was amazing. So much food in there.
That was walking down
That was 7th Avenue.
From like between 15th and 20th.
Sorry, I can't remember what it's called, but it was really good.
It was great. I got a beer.
Lots of cheese and stuff.
I drank my beer. My beer is from Maine. A shout out to the brewer in Maine, which I wish I could say the name, but I just can't reach the bottle. Mandy, can you read that?
Maine Beer Company.
Maine Beer Company.
In Freeport, Maine.
And it's a pale ale, and it's from Freeport, Maine, and guess what, guys? It's delicious. So if you get the opportunity to try this pale ale, try it, because it's tasty.
Yep.
The time is apparently 20 to 10. Packing has to start at some stage, because we've got a 1:30 p.m. flight tomorrow morning to Miami, or tomorrow afternoon to Miami. And we have to check out of this Airbnb by about 11 a.m. So, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching this series.
Listening.
Listening. Watching. What am I talking about sometimes? Oh, I'm a dummy. Anyway, so thanks again for listening to me. There'll be more to come. Obviously, we've still got Miami to go, which is 5 nights in Miami. I'm really excited about that. You can probably hear it in my voice, but I'm super bloody excited. And then go home for a couple of days. And then guess what? It's another series in Bali. So there is so many cool podcasts coming, and it looks like it's just going to be us traveling around the world nearly, in a sense. So speak to you later. Ta-ta and goodbye.